to the 68-minute yoga flow. All you're going to need for today is your yoga mat and maybe some water for the side. Go ahead and find any comfortable seated position on your yoga mat. And before we get started, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, feel free to subscribe, and feel free to add some comments once you're done with the class. We're going to go ahead and find a comfortable seated position and settle into our breath, into our body, and then from here I'll transition it into the live yoga class. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy. And then adding some movement into the sound. We're going to go ahead and we're going to transition into our tabletop pose. Feel free to shake out the legs if you need to. Push your leg with the ankles from side to side. Extending the legs back one at a time. Just getting some blood flow back into the legs, back into the ankles. Switching sides. And we'll be working with our deep belly breathing today, or with our Ujjayi pranayama, whichever of the two best suits you here. And then we're going to settle into a tabletop pose. So settling into a tabletop, making sure that the wrists are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. With some cat-cows, as we inhale, we're going to move our belly down, gaze up. Exhale, we're going to round into the back cat. Inhaling, belly down, gaze up. Exhaling, rounding into a cat, round through the back. Big inhale, belly down, gazing up. Exhale, rounding through the upper back into cat into the spine. Last one, inhaling, belly down, gaze up, open the heart. Exhaling, rounding the back, coming into your cat pose. Doing a few more cat-cows here on your own. Okay. Moving in and out of your cat-cow shapes for a few more breaths, or taking it into any other spinal movements that you like here. Set a timer for 30 minutes. And just taking a few moments here to wiggle out the body, wiggle out the hips, taking any spinal movements. Just allowing ourselves to come more fully into our body. Last few breaths here. Wiggling the tailbone, wiggling the spine. And then transitioning our way back into our tabletop pose. We're going to open the knees mat width apart. And then with our inhales, we're going to allow the body to come forward in front of the wrists. As we exhale, sink it all the way back into the hips and around. Inhales bring us all the way forward. Exhales, melting back. Inhales continue to take you all the way forward and around. Exhales, melting the hips back. 3 more on this side. Making the circles as wide as you can. Sinking the hips back as far as you can. And last one on this side. Then switching directions with our inhales again, we move forward and around the wrists. Exhale, sink it all the way back and around. Inhales, rolling forward in front of the wrist. Exhale, sink it back. Inhales, melting forward. Exhale, sink it back. 3 more here on this side. And then finding our way back into our tabletop pose. From here, we're going to start to activate through the core. So grounding down through the hands and through the left knee. With an inhale, extend that right heel back. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the upper back, neck. Inhaling, extend the right heel back. Exhale, knee to nose, round. Inhale, right heel back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhaling, left arm, right leg up now. Exhale, connect knee to elbow. Inhaling, extending, lengthen. Exhale, connect. Last one. Inhale, extend, lengthen. Exhale and connect. With our next inhale, we're going to extend and we're going to hold here for 3 full breaths. Trying to keep the inhales and exhales in and out of the nose, pumping through the navel. Drive that right heel back, extend those left fingertips forward. And then from here, we're going to bend the right leg, grabbing the top of the ankle with the left hand, kicking the foot into the hand, open through the heart here. Beautiful, and then releasing that, driving the knee back into the nose, rounding through the back. And then releasing it all down, gently sway the hips from side to side for a moment. Beautiful. And then going ahead and switching sides here. With our next inhale, we're going to extend the left heel back. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding through the upper back. Inhale, extend left heel back. Exhaling, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose, round. Adding the right arm. Inhale, extend, right arm, left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, connect. Last one. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, connect. With our next inhale, we're going to extend. We're going to lengthen here, holding for 3 breaths. Keep reaching the right fingertips forward, shoulder next to the ear. Keep the heart open here. Keep that left hip square and in line with the right hip. Keep driving that left heel back, flexing those left toes towards your forehead. One long line of energy here from heel to fingertips. One more inhale. One more exhale. Bending the left leg, grabbing hold of the top of the left foot with the right hand. Slingshot, kicking the left foot into the right hand. Opening through the heart here. One more breath. Beautiful, and then releasing that back foot. Driving the knee into the nose, rounding through the upper back. Actively press the hands into the earth here, sucking your navel in. And then releasing that down. Gently swaying the hips from side to side here for a moment. And then we're going to transition into our into our plank pose. So tucking the toes under, we're going to meet in our plank. So stay connected to that inhale and the exhale of the breath. Allowing the breath to anchor you into your practice here. So we want to make sure that the wrists are underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread out wide, actively grounding the hands down into the earth. Spiral the eyes of the elbows in. See if you can engage through the core. Literally feel your belly button kissing against your spine. Feel it all sucking in. 2 more breaths. You've got this. Keep reaching back through the heels. Beautiful. And then with your next exhale, allow the hips to come back, coming into your downward facing dog. Take a few moments here to pedal out the feet, wiggle out the body. Opening through the back of the hamstrings. Bending one leg at a time. And then with our next inhale, we're going to roll all the way forward, coming into our plank pose. And then as we exhale, use your core to send your hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, see if you can roll forward 1 vertebrae at a time, coming into your plank pose. Exhale, use the core, roll back 1 vertebrae at a time, downward facing dog. A few more here, inhaling, rolling forward 1 vertebrae at a time, engage the core. Exhaling, hips back, downward facing dog. 2 more here on our own, focusing on the vertebrae, moving one at
at a time. Last one, slithering forward like a snake, one vertebrae at a time, and then rounding back one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. With our next inhale, we're going to roll all the way forward, meaning back in our plank pose. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower all the way down onto our belly. Lifting the hands up to hover, releasing them back down. We're going to press up into a plank pose and release it back down. Inhale, hands hover. Exhale, release down. Inhale, press up into your plank. Exhale, release down. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, plank. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, hands hover. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, hands hover. Exhale, release down. Inhale, push up into your plank. Exhale, hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come high up onto the tiptoes. Lift the heels up as high as you can. Exhale, spin the heels down towards the right side. So we should feel a lengthening in the left side of our body. You can do a little bit of a bounce here if you like, or bending into the knees. Just feel the left side of your body awakening for a moment. Rising back high onto the tiptoes with an inhale, lifting up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, spin the heels down towards the left with a little bit of a bend in the knees, or you can add a bouncing movement. Feel yourself opening through the right side of the body. With an inhale, rising back up high onto the tiptoes. And then as we exhale, heels lower down towards the mat. Plugging the femur into the hip socket, hover that left foot 6 inches off the mat. Tiny little bit, 6 inches. Then lower it back down. Switching sides, inhale, right foot hovers 6 inches. Feel your femur attaching to your hip socket here. Exhale, release down. Now from here, we're going to tiptoe. We're going to walk our way up towards the front of our mat, meaning a forward fold. Feet hip distance apart. You can grab a hold of the elbows. Allow the upper half of the body to melt over the thighs. Gently swaying from side to side, whatever feels good to you here. Beautiful, and then planting the right hand in between both feet, straightening through the left leg with an inhale, twisting open to the left. Exhale, melt forward fold. Switching sides, straightening your right leg, inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, melt fold. 2 more each side, inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, twist open to the right. Breathe into the right leg. Exhale, forward fold. Just one each side on your own. With an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, melt and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, shoulder away from ears. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the crown of the head. Exhale, melt and fold. Inhale, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, slithering up like a snake, hands reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Surya A, inhale, hands up, reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to step back into our plank this first time here. Inhale, lift the left toes to hover 6 inches. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, across, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, lower the left toes. Switching sides. Inhale, right toes hover. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, drive that right heel back. Exhale, across to the left elbow. Inhale, extend that leg back. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the upper back. Inhale, drive that right heel back. Exhale, gently lower the toes. Inhale, rolling forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhaling, chaturanga, keep the shoulders in line with the elbows. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, use the core, hips back. Downward facing dog. From here with an inhale, we're going to extend that right leg up, three-legged dog. We're going to take some hip circles here. Just really making sure we're lubricating through the joints. Keeping the body healthy. Beautiful. And then stacking that right hip on top of the left like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Really spreading the fingers wide, actively grounding them down on the earth. You can take some wrist or ankle circles here if you'd like. Feel yourself lengthening through the right side of the body. Beautiful. And then extend that right heel all the way back while keeping the right hip stacked on top of the left. Lowering that right foot down. Coming into your wild thing. Take as many breaks or pauses as needed. Opening through the front of the heart. Maybe waving to your neighbor. With an inhale, re-extending right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhaling, right knee to right elbow. And slide it down towards the wrist. And slide it up toward the armpit. And then down towards the wrist. And then up towards the armpit. One more time, down towards the wrist. Up towards the armpit. Inhale, extend, three-legged dog. Exhaling across, right knee, left elbow. Then down to the wrist. Up towards the armpit. Wrist. Armpit. Last one, wrist. Armpit. Inhaling, extend, three-legged dog. Exhaling, knee to nose. Then lower it down. And then lift it back up. And then lower to hover. And then lift it back up. Last one. Inhale, lower. And then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend that right heel back. Three-legged dog. And we're coming off of our hands as we step the right foot through. Lower the left knee. Pressing down into our Anjaneyasana. For this Anjaneyasana, let's interlace the fingers on top of the right thigh, actively pressing that thigh with the arms, allowing us to lengthen through the spine and really root down through the right leg. Keep the breath steady here. Keep scissoring through the legs. Allow the shoulders to roll back and down. Beautiful. Then from here, we're going to release the interlace of the hands and we're going to come back into our half Hanuman. You can keep the toes tucked under, helping us open through the back of the left leg, while simultaneously opening through the hips, or through the hamstrings, excuse me. Keep the spine long here. You can take a few moments to wiggle the ankle from side to side. Just waking up into the hamstrings. You can play with pointing the toes, flexing the toes. Whatever feels good to you here. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to see if we can place that left hand onto the outside of the right foot, and if we can bring the right hand onto the base of the spine. Actively scissoring the legs together here, coming into a little twist. See if you can open up through that right shoulder. Beautiful. And then releasing that back down. With an inhale, hips come forward, left hand plants on the inside of the right foot. As we exhale, twisting over towards the right here. Stay strong through the legs. Scissoring the legs together. Keep reaching long through the crown of the head. And then on your own time, start slowly taking away weight from that left hand. As you press on up, coming into your revolve. High crescent lunge here. Keep the spine long. Keep the arms wide, opening through the heart, reaching the right fingertips back. Settling into your breath here, strong through the legs. Steady through the breath. Opening the heart a little bit wider, maybe gazing back behind the right shoulder. Beautiful. And then with an inhale, we're going to rise back up, coming into our regular high crescent lunge. And then as we exhale, we're going to open up into our warrior two stance. Take a moment to adjust the stance as needed. Really sitting into that front leg, bending into the front knee. Taking one more breath here. And then as we exhale, we're going to windmill the hands down as we flow through our Vinyasa here. Exhaling Chaturanga. Inhaling upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling. Back downward facing dog. Getting into the other side. With an inhale, extending that left leg up, three-legged dog. And then taking some hip circles here. Easing into your breath. Easing into the hip opener here. And switching direction of your circles. Try to make this movement as fluid as possible. And then you're extending back through that left heel, stacking the left hip over the right. Again, like a dog trying to pee on a fire hydrant. Feel yourself lengthening through the left side of the body. Feel free to take some ankle circles here. Strong through the arms and the hands. And then switching direction of your circles. Straightening that left leg, drive that left heel up towards the ceiling. And then stepping that left foot all the way back. If the wrists start talking, taking as many breaks as needed. Coming into your walloping, opening through the front of the heart. Then with an inhale, we're going to meet back in our three-legged dog. Extend that left heel back. Exhaling, left knee, left elbow, squeeze. And take it down towards the wrist. Then up towards the tricep. And down towards the wrist. And then up towards the tricep. And down towards the wrist. Up towards the tricep. Inhaling, extend left leg back. Exhaling across left knee, right elbow. And then to the wrist. Then to the tricep. Wrist. Tricep. Wrist. Tricep. Inhale, reach that left heel back. Exhale, knee to nose, round. And then knee hovers. And lift it up. Knee hovers. And lift. Last one, knee hovers. And lift. Inhale, extend that left heel back. Exhale, stepping the left foot through, lowering the right knee. Interlacing the hands on top of the left thigh. Coming into your low crescent lunge here. Feel yourself opening into the right hip flexors. Feel yourself actively pressing the hands into the left thigh, strong through the legs. Continue lengthening through the spine. Drawing the shoulders back and down. Steady with the breath. And then releasing whatever you have here, tucking the back toes. We're going to sink the hips back, coming into our half Hanuman, half splits. Simultaneously feel yourself opening through the bottom of the right foot, and opening through the left hamstrings. You can play with pointing the toes, flexing the toes. You can wiggle the ankle from side to side. Just really sending some breath into those muscles of the hamstrings. Waking them up. And then transitioning into our little twist here. Right hand's going to come on the outside of the left foot. Left hand comes to the base of the spine for support. And then on your own time, keep scissoring the legs together. Twisting to the left. See if you can balance on that left heel. Really driving that left heel into the earth. Maybe opening a little bit more through that left shoulder, gazing behind. And then releasing whatever you have. Right hand planks on the inside of the left foot. Hips come forward as we twist over towards our left. Stay strong through the legs here, lengthening through the spine. reaching the left fingertips up. And then on your own time, start minimizing weight on that right hand. And then on your own time, pressing yourself up, coming into your revolved crescent lunge. Gazing either towards the left or back of that left shoulder. Keep lengthening through the spine, keep opening through the heart, strong through the legs. Nice. You're almost there. And then with an inhale, we're going to meet back up into our high crescent lunge. As we exhale, we're going to open up warrior two towards the right. Take a moment to adjust the stance as needed. Really sinking into that front leg, bending into the left knee. Externally rotating through the left leg. Taking another breath here, strong and steady through the breath. And then on your own time, windmilling the hands down as you flow through your Vinyasa, exhaling Chaturanga. Inhaling upward facing dog. Exhaling hips back, downward facing dog. Taking a breath in, down dog. With an inhale, gazing forward. As we exhale, step hop or float your way up towards the front, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, rising up, hands up. Exhaling, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Surya B, inhaling, Utkatasana chair pose. And we're going to hold it for a few moments, so you can keep the legs together, or you can open the feet out wide. Just really wanting to activate through the low half of the body. Feel yourself firming up, strengthening through the legs. Bring most of the weight onto the heels, lengthen through the spine. Only 2 more breaths, we got this. Last one. Big inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step, hop, or flow through your Vinyasa here. We'll all meet back in our downward facing dog. Beautiful, yogis, from our downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhaling, keep the legs straight, right toes to right wrist as best as you can. Nice. Inhale, extend that right leg back. Exhaling across right toes to left wrist. Maybe you can bend the leg. Inhaling, right leg back. We'll do 2 more on each side. Exhale, right toes to right wrist. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, across right toes, left wrist. Inhale, extend, last one each side. Exhale, right toes to right wrist, you got this. Inhale, extend back, activate the core. Exhale, across right toes, left wrist. Inhale, you extend back, and yep, that's where we're going next. Exhale, knee to nose, and then rotate towards the left. Step the right foot out, coming into your fallen triangle. Extend the left fingertips forward. Beautiful. With our next inhale, extending right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhaling, knee to nose, stepping the right foot through. From here, keep the hands on both sides of the feet. With an inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, sink the hips back, coming into your pyramid pose, breathe into the hamstrings. Inhale, hips forward, chest up. Exhale, hips back, pyramid. Inhaling, hips forward, lift the heart. Exhale, hips back. Last one, inhale, rolling forward, open the heart. Exhale, melt the hips back, breathe into the right hamstrings. Inhaling, hips forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale here.
Start shifting weight away from your hands, using the strength of your legs. Press yourself up, coming into your high crescent lunge here. Beautiful. From here, yeah, if you'd like, you can interlace, you can either bring the palms together or interlace all the fingers together except for the index. Keep reaching up through the fingertips, scissoring the legs together. Lift the ribs up. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. Keep reaching the shoulders closer towards the ears. And then on your own time, spin that left heel down at a 45, transitioning into a warrior one. Adjust the stance as needed. From here, taking an interlace behind the back. Inhale, opening through the front of the heart. Exhale, slow motion hinge on the inside of the right knee. Finding your way into your humble warrior.
Breathe into the right thigh. Breathe into the crown of the head. Breathe into the palms and into the back of the shoulder blades. Stable, rooted, grounded through the soles of the feet. And then pressing down to lift up. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, lowering the hands down as you flow through your Vinyasa here. We got one more side, yogis. Inhaling left leg up, three-legged dog. Legs straight. Exhale, left toes to left wrist. As best as you can, straight. Inhale, extend left heel back. Exhale, across left toes, right wrist. Inhale, extend, reach back. Exhale again, left toes, left wrist. Try to keep them hovering. Inhale, extend, left heel back. Exhaling across, left toes, right wrist. Inhale, extend, one more each side. Exhale, left toes, left wrist. Inhale, extend, last one. Exhale, across, left toes, right wrist. Inhale, extend, reach back. Exhaling across, left knee towards the right, straighten through that left leg, spin the right heel down, coming into your fallen triangle on this side. Keep reaching the right fingertips forward. Lifting up through the hips. And then with an inhale, we're going to meet back in our three-legged dog. Exhaling, stepping the left foot through, coming off of our hands. With an inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, straighten through the front leg, pyramid pose. Inhaling, hips forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hips back, pyramid. Inhale, hips forward, chest up, open the heart. Exhale, sink the hips back. Last one. Inhale, hips forward, heart open. Exhale, melt it back. Inhaling, hips forward, lengthen through the spine, charge up through the legs, minimizing the weight off the fingers, and then pressing down to lift up, rise up, high crescent lunge. And again, if you did on the other side, either palms come together or interlace all the fingers except for the index finger and thumb. Keep reaching up through the fingertips. Stay strong and rooted, engaged through the legs. Lifting up through the rib cage. Drawing the shoulders back and down. Maybe it evolves into a slight back bend. Stay strong through the legs. And then on your own time, left heel spins down at a 45. Transitioning into your warrior one stance here. Really strong through that left knee, through the left leg. Taking the opposite interlace behind the back with an inhale, opening up through the front of the heart. Exhale, slow motion hinge on the inside of the left leg. Take a moment to settle into your stance here. Feel yourself balancing off the feet. Feel the crown of the head melting down towards the earth. Palms squeezing together. Settling into the breath as you press it down to lift up. Rising up, warrior one. Exhaling, hands down as you flow through your vinyasa here. And just getting into those hips that we got nice and hot. With an inhale, extend the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhaling, the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Keep that left knee lifted here, and then just sway. Take some circles here in your lizard. I'm just really getting into those hip flexors. Most people nowadays have pretty tight hip flexors, so this stretch is really good at creating space in the front side of the left leg. And then switching direction of your circles. Beautiful, and then coming onto the outer edge of that left foot, flex through the toes, getting that right hip involved now. So just kind of like stir in a pot. Feel free to take your arms out wide as you need to. Just kind of like stir in a pot with your hips here. Most importantly, don't rush through the process. Allow yourself to be present and to send breath into whatever areas of tension you come across. Beautiful, last few breaths here, switching sides if you haven't already. And then on your own time, releasing that back leg down, staying on the outer edge of the right foot, bending the left leg, reaching back with the right hand, flexing through that left foot. See if you can drive that left heel towards your bum. This stretch really amplifies and magnifies that stretching through the quad and through the hip flexors. So send some breath. Really twisting that right shoulder open. Staying here or lowering onto the left arm. Just an option here. And then releasing through that back foot. Walking the right foot in towards midline. Coming into your half or full splits. I'll be here for a little bit. Just really making sure we're getting into the hamstrings of both sides. If you have tight hamstrings like me, it can help to have the hands for support. Wherever you are, just really making sure to keep the hips square towards the front. So you want to keep the integrity in your alignment here. Beautiful, and then transitioning into our half pigeon, walking that right foot all the way over towards the right side, lowering the right shin down as close to perpendicular as possible. Most of us won't get it, but keeping the flexion through the right toes with an inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, stay here or melt forward. Keeping length through the spine. Stay present through the breath, really working through all the emotional energy that gets stored up in the hips. Using all that heat that we generated to really purify it and burn it away. So just be present with what is. It's an alchemical process that we work through on a daily basis. And the more and more committed we are to it, the more growth and change that we see within our body, within our minds, and in our lives. So from here, walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. Once you're complete, tucking the left toes, sending the hips backing up, coming into your three-legged dog. Seeing some hip circles, really get some blood flow back into that right leg. And then we're going to get a little bit of heat into the other side. So we're going to take a Navasana Intermission. So with an inhale, gazing forward. As we exhale, step or hop towards the front. We're going to meet in our boat pose. So coming into our boat pose, we're going to go on a little boat ride here, building some more heat, keeping the legs bent if needed, or you can work towards straightening. Hands can come under the thighs for support. Keep lengthening through the spine, opening through the chest, drawing the shoulder blades back and down, active through the core. Going on a little boat ride with an inhale, extend feet out in front, arms overhead. Exhale, crunch it up. Focus on the core, you got this. Inhale, extend, reach long. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhaling, extend, you got this. Strengthen through the core. Exhale, rise on up. 2 more. Inhale, extend, don't think, just do. Exhale, rise up. Last one. Inhaling, extend, lengthen, and we're going to hold here. Tucking the chin towards the chest. Reaching the fingertips long. Extend through the toe tips, lift through the heels, flutter the feet up and down. For 3. Stay with the breath. 2. 1. Scissor the legs from side to side. Strengthening the core. For 3. For 2. A little faster. You got this. For 1. Reach as long as you can. And exhale, release down. Hugging the knees into the chest, start rocking forward and back. Forward and back. Massaging through the spine. And then we're going to rock ourselves forward and we're going to find our way back into our plank pose. Into our downward facing dog. Give yourself that little energy boost just from doing a little bit of core. With an inhale, left leg extends back, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot on the outside of the left hand. Again, churning your pot here. Keep that right knee hovering. Take some hip circles here. Stay as light as you can on the hands. We want to focus most of our weight into the legs. Hands are only there for support. Stay long through the spine. Present through the breath, just noticing what comes up. And then switching direction of your circles. This hip may be more or less tight than the other hip. And just take note of it. We all tend to have one side that is more or less flexible. And the focus with our yoga practice is to bring balance into both forces. So coming onto the outer edge of that left foot now, flexing through the left toes. And again here, churning the pot. You can bring your hands out a little bit wider, giving you a little bit more grip, a little bit more support. Breathing deeper than ever now. Really breathing some juicy inhales into these hips. And then switching directions. Again, keep that right leg engaged, keep the right toes tucked, and keep flexing through that left foot, helping you protect the knee. Taking your last few stirs of the pot. Beautiful. And then transitioning into our half or full splits, lowering the right knee, walking that left foot in towards midline, coming into our half or full splits. Again, you can use the hands for support, flexing the left toes towards the forehead. Doing your best to keep the hips squared towards the front here, lengthening through the spine. You have some muscles in your pelvic floor, the perineum area, so see if you can really squeeze those muscles upwards, providing your pose with a little bit more support here. And then releasing down whatever you have. We're going to transition into our half pigeon, so walking that left foot all the way over towards the right, lowering the left shin, flexing through the left toes with an inhale, lengthening through the spine. And then with an exhale, staying long or hinging, melting forward, coming into your half pigeon again.
allowing the rest of your body to soften. Staying flexed through that left foot. Feeling held and supported by the earth beneath you. Easing and melting into the breath. Really releasing, melting, washing away any tensions, all that no longer serves.
Is this thing on? Do you hear me?
And then staying here for another breath or two. And then tucking the toes under. We're going to transition back into our downward facing dog. So extending that left heel back. Just taking some hip circles, ankle circles, any movement into that hip. So you get you back involved. And just take a moment once you come back into your downward facing dog, just noticing how much more open the hips feel. Just how much more open the body feels. And then with an inhale, we're going to gaze forward. As we exhale, we're going to step or hop up towards the front, and we're going to take a seat. So we're going to go on another boat right here, but it's totally worth it because we're going to use this heat to open up into deeper layers of the lower half of the body. So just settling into your Navasana boat pose, maybe closing the eyes if that helps. Going on a little boat ride with an inhale, arms overhead, feet out in front. Woo. Exhale, crunch it in, engage the core. Inhale, extend arms out in front, feet overhead. Exhale, crunch it in. You got this. Inhale, extend arms overhead, feet out in front. Exhale, crunch it in. Last one. Inhale, extend arms overhead, feet out in front. Exhale, crunch it in. And release the feet down. Open them out wide. So really opening the feet out as far wide as possible. And then flexing the toes towards the forehead, removing the flesh from underneath the bum. Grounding down in through the sits bones with an inhale. Arms reach up, lengthen through the spine. With an exhale, hinge, melt, fold, forward. Surrender and ease into this yummy stretch here. Connected and present with the breath. Keep flexing those toes towards the forehead. Feel yourself lengthening through the spine. Feeling the sits bones rooted into the earth. And creating space through the spine. Beautiful. And then walking the hands over towards the right foot. Right hand on the inside of the ankle or shin. Left shoulder spinning open here. Lengthen through that left side body. Stay active through the legs here. Full through the breath. Feel your belly expanding and contracting like a balloon. And then switching sides, walking the hands forward and across towards the left side. Left hand can climb the inside of the left foot or ankle or shin. Right shoulder opening on top of the left. Beautiful breathing into this juicy stretch here. Lengthening through the right side body. See if you can open the heart a little bit wider here. Stacking the right shoulder on top of the left. Beautiful. And then releasing that, melting forward once again. See maybe if you naturally move a little bit deeper into this posture now. Notice the effects of what the breath does when used with intention.
Beautiful. Then rolling up one vertebra at a time. Going on our last bow right here, I promise. Bringing the feet back in, extending the legs up. With an inhale, feet out in front, arms overhead. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale and extend, lengthen. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale and extend, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Last two. Inhaling, extend, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Last one. Inhale, extend, lengthen. Hold here for 3. You got this. Focus on the core for 2. For 1. Draw it back in. Opening the feet out wide for this last time. With an inhale, lengthen over the right leg, squaring the upper body. Exhale, melt and fold here. Left hand can grab the sole of the right foot, or it can grab the outside of the foot for a little bit more of a twist. Keep the rest of the lower half of the body engaged. Deep through the breath. Melt and fold. Beautiful. And then rolling up one vertebra at a time. Squaring the upper half of the body in front of the left leg. Take a big inhale here. Exhaling, melt and fold in front of the left leg. See if you can strive to melt that nose of yours onto the left knee. The right hand can grab the bottom of the left foot, or it can grab the outside of the left foot for a little bit more of a twist. Keep rooting down through the right sits bones. Continue deepening through the breath. And then releasing that, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Scooping underneath the knees. We're going to come onto our backs now. So just closing out with a little bit of a back bend, coming into our bridge pose. The soles of the feet are going to come onto the mat, tips of the fingers grazing the heels. With an inhale, we're going to lift the hips up. And we're going to interlace the fingers, rolling the shoulders underneath the back. Keep internally rotating through the thighs here. Keep lifting up through the hips. And then on your own time, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Sits bones come down last. Allow the knees to fall in towards midline. Taking a little pause here. And we're going to do one last round of back bend. So you can either do that first variation again, or if wheel is in your practice, safely coming into your wheel. So we'll go into the back bend of our choice for 5 to 7 reps. On your own time, pressing down the lift up. Inhale, rise on up into your back bend. If you're in your wheel, activate through the core. Internally rotate the knees, pressing down through the hands, opening through the heart. And then on your own time, slow and controlled, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side here, releasing through the lower back. And then allowing the knees to fall over towards the right side. Left arm comes out to a T, gazing over the left shoulder. Right hand can come onto the heart or onto the belly. Starting to close out to our practice here. On your own time, switching sides, knees falling over towards the left, right arm comes out to a T, gaze comes over the right shoulder. Left hand on heart or belly. Bring the knees back towards center. Transitioning into a shoulder stand. We're going to lift the feet up and then shoot the hips up. Hands walk onto the lower, mid, or upper back. Toes directly over the eyes. Active through the legs here. Feel your shoulder blades pressing onto the earth. How can you support you here? Then on your own time, super slow motion, allowing the feet to fall overhead, coming into your cow pose. Stay in your plow pose for a few more breaths. Or, as you start making your way down, you can pause in your knees to ears pose, bending the knees over the ears. You can squeeze the ears. You can use the knees to massage the temples. And then on your own time, rolling down one vertebrae at a time, send your feet out in front. Our last pose here is we're going to counter that shoulder stand with the fish pose. So for our fish pose, we're going to slide the hands underneath our butt, palms facing down. Elbows come next to our side body. Toes pointing forward, feet together. With an inhale, we're going to press into the forearms as we lift the upper body up, gazing forward. Inhale, open through the heart. Exhale, melt the crown of the head back. Breathe into the front of the throat here. Fish pose. 3 more juicy breaths. This is really good for our throat chakra. Then coming out the same way that we came in, pressing into the forearms with an inhale, lift the head up, gazing forward. Exhaling, melting down one vertebrae at a time. Coming into your happy baby, or any other pose that you'd like to close out your practice. Just taking a moment to honor the journey that's led us up until this moment as we prepare to come into our Shavasana, our final resting pose. And then drawing the knees into our chest, giving ourselves a warm embrace, squeezing ourselves here. With an inhale, we're going to take the deepest breath we have thus far. Holding the breath at the top, squeeze yourself into a little ball, vibrate every single cell of the body, tensing every muscle, every cell, squeeze, 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 tighter. And then through the mouth, double exhale, release. Coming into your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Taking up as much space as you'd like on your mat. Feet out wide, arms by your side. Integrating the benefits of our practice here for a few moments. Allowing the breath to flow naturally. In our Shavasana, seeing if we can externally rotate through the legs, soften through the jaw, soften the gaze of the eyes.
Shavasana. Gently wiggling the toes and the fingers. Coming back to your breath. Reaching the arms overhead and the feet out in front for a full body stretch. And using the right arm as a pillow, rolling onto your right side. And then one vertebra at a time, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat, facing the front. And then bring the hands to prayer in front of the heart. Gently bowing our chin towards our fingertips in gratitude of our practice, in gratitude of our willingness to show up on the mat, to endure the challenges, to breathe into new space, and to create this expansive energy within our bodies, benefiting ourselves and all beings. We'll close out with one long Om. Feel free to join, and you can also listen as well. Taking a big inhale through the nose. Opening the mouth side out. Inhaling for Om. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om shanti shanti. Peace to all beings. Peace to the entire world. Thank you for your presence and your practice. The highest light in me sees and honors the highest light in each and every one of you. Namaste.